guys. This is my cupboard. I gotta go to Dollar Tree and get a shelf thing. So I want her to be able to have this whole shelf. And then, so what I did is, and I made space here. Push out that a little bit. And then here, ow, guys, I'm always banging. I put some of the glasses that are nicer right here. It's a hodgepodge, right? I might tackle this again in the winter and let some more stuff go. But for now, it is what it is. Could not stand to see my hair like that, y'all. It's a thing. See, I think this looks good. Under construction. So yeah. I have let's see, 7 o'clock-ish. I'm gonna go get the stuff from downstairs and put it at my door, and then I think I'll go get ready, and then I want to make some quiche. I have all the vegetables ready, and then I want to work on this table. I need to make phone calls, some doctor's appointments, get some test stuff sent. So I want to work on that, and it's just too hard at work when I have lunch. There's just so much going on, and usually I need to rest my brain, y'all. I really do. I'm loving this stuff. I put it where my glasses are, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the top of the freezer, and I just have a few things I have to eat. So what I'm going to do is there's some kind of Asian vegetable. I'm going to cook that up today, and I can pair it with something at work. And then I have fruit. So tomorrow will be fruit smoothie day, and I have to decide, is it worth eating or not, right? And then I have these breaded like cheese curd thingies that Trader Joe's had, and I kept saving for Mark and Sue, which I'd like to do. So I have to think about it. Yeah, but so the chop's almost done, and then I'll just keep eating down the stuff in mine. I can't really put anything in there, so if I buy something, I gotta come home and cook it. Yeah, but I really kind of am enjoying this process of making room for another person, and thinking, do I need this? Do I not need this? And yeah, I'm taking a little mental health break from it because it's really hard. Sometimes it's easy, right? When it's not easy though, y'all, when we get in my studio, it's gonna be more challenging. So my alarm went off for me to remember to put my other stuff out for the vets. And I've been doing that, oh gosh. I have to remember too, one of my older lady patron friends, I told her, you have things you can carry, bring them. So I have stuff in my trunk. Not a lot, but yeah. And then, so I was thinking about this wild thing happened. So Sunday I was having lunch with my roommate, and we were just talking about this particular thing. And I said, oh, I know what that is, because I had like 2 coworker friends that were involved in it. And one, her name's Marjana, and so I talked about her, and we used to work together at Crown Books. And I was thinking about the nature of how you lose touch with people. Now, of course, now it's easier not to, right? Because you can like on Facebook or Instagram. So you're not really communicating in a way, but you're like, hey, kind of thing. But also, does that keep you from making a phone call, right? But when Marjana and I were friends, and, there wasn't anything like that. You had a call. I guess maybe, was there email? There's probably some email. But I was thinking about that. And I was also thinking about, these, I don't know, this last 6 months, maybe even a year, it's really been so hard that it's like, you're drowning, you feel, and you're trying to keep yourself from drowning, but you don't have time to do other things that don't involve keeping you alive, right? In a way, is that too dramatic? So, so it's like, friendships have always been super important to me. And plus, I'm not married and I have kids. Oh, I got Clara. So now, got Clara. She's a kid. She's a diva kid. So I don't know. Just thinking about the nature of friendship, and when there's people I really love that we've lost touch with. And, you might keep in touch with them for a while. It's so, did you have stuff in common because you work together? Or, does it translate further, right? I don't know. So what I like to do is when, we have pages and they get promotions, and because we hire awesome people, and then they go off, and usually what I like to do is send them a little emergency chocolate, something just like, hey, we're thinking of you kind of thing. And so I've had 3 people in the last year have gone, and I was thinking, I need to do that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. The thought's awesome, right? But right now, it's maybe you missed the boat, and that's okay. Maybe, as we, are kind of sorting through my life, right? That's what I've been doing, clearing and sorting and making decisions, and, so the instinct's great. But I will say this, I'm not holding it against myself like I would have. I mean, to come up with something nice for someone and not follow through and then hold it against yourself seems a bit much. But it made me, so I think, this makes sense. Instead of going into judgment of myself, I've made space to think about, well, why is that important to me? Or, okay, you know why you didn't follow through. You didn't have it in you right then, right? I really have not had any extra energy. Sometimes it's hard to answer a text, right? Sometimes it's just almost impossible to think about, other than this, talking, right? It's just, because I didn't have the words. I didn't have, trying to make sense of something or answer something is just beyond my capability, right? So I don't know. It's interesting. I went through my phone, and somehow Beverly couldn't get through to me. And I finally realized I had blocked her accidentally. I was in my car driving, and we were on the phone. And somehow when I'm talking on the phone, my Waze disappears. But traffic was slowing, and I had a chance to get off. And so I was going to look at it. I must have blocked her. Have zero idea. Crazy. I didn't even know how you block people. But anyway, so it got me thinking, like, let me go through this and see, who needs to stay in my phone. And there's a couple people who, like Mimi's husband, I can't imagine why we would ever see each other, but I'm going to write it in my address book, so I have it, but I don't necessarily need it in my phone, right? And I actually took out Mimi's number. It was hard. Really hard. And I don't need her name in my phone to remember her or think about her. So I was just like, let's let go. Part of this learning to live with ADHD in a way, or be in partnership with it and figure out, how, there's so many good things that come with it, but how, but declutter my phone. And, so I just went through and thought, it's just interesting. Try, when you move out of judgment, at least I'm finding, and I'm in curiosity, right? And, it's amazing how and let me tell you something, this is not, this is a journey, right? A journey, y'all. And, I don't even know how to say, so I know that judgment's there, right? And I'm really working on when I am internally judging people, right? Now, it's evolution. That's how you survive, right? You had to make judgments. But if I'm judging someone, whatever it is, I'm trying to catch that. I'm like, why are you doing this? It's one thing to notice and be interested. I mean, honestly, I get this from my mother. I could sit down and look at every woman's purse on the planet. I just find it fascinating what people have in purses. But like my mom was always looking at people's grocery carts, or when they got food, like what did they get, to look at it. And I think too, it's just a sense of curiosity. So moving from judging, like, am I judging that person worse than me, better than me? Like, there was a woman at work, and she had a great haircut, great hair. And she had just a really cute outfit on, and you could tell it was more quality clothes. You can tell. And we were talking about, she was closing a business. We were talking about letting things go. And I was telling her about my decluttering and letting things go. And we were talking about books and, that kind of thing. And she obviously is wealthy. And in money, everyone can be wealthy in many ways. But I just thought, I'm kind of there with my faded jeans that are too big. You know what, y'all? I left this house yesterday because I had to go drop off my drugs, my prescribed medications and my mother's that I need to let go of. And I actually did it. I'm very proud of myself. I found a place. It was empty. I got to put them in. I am so thankful. That had been, honestly, I've had pills riding in my car for over a year or a year and a half. And with my mom's, I'm like, no, we're doing this. Feels really good, just all that stuff to follow through on that. But when I had, so I'm usually like some kind of Sherpa trying to get from the house to the car or the car to work. My friend always says, like, we'll pull in at the same time, and she takes you a good 5 minutes because I gotta work anyway. I put trash from the freezer in the dumpster. I always have stuff going on. Just is what it is. But so by the time I got to the garage, down the stairs, my pants had fallen to my knees. So I thought, well, it's time to let these go, which is a good thing. But they're kind of, and then I had a t-shirt on, which I should have ironed and put a necklace on, right? And I didn't. And I just thought, okay, trying not to judge that I'm inferior or I look terrible or whatever, but like, okay, just kind of looking at people's style. And I just loved her presentation, and she had simple. She had this really cool skirt. It was almost like, those, there's a name for it, like ticking, or you have the stripes. Anyway, it was sort of a gray and white, just classic little skirt. And she had on a white cotton like tank top. And she had a white light sweater on, and she had a beautiful gold necklace. And I just loved her hair. I just thought she looks put together, right? She looks put together. Maybe that's what it is. And so we were talking, and she's like, "Do you have valuable things?" And I said, "I have some valuable books." But interesting, when she started talking about her mother's furniture, she said the name. I've never heard of it. It's very, very expensive, she said, or valuable. Very collectible. But what's interesting is in this one decluttering book I read, the woman said, you have no idea how many people are holding on to furniture or something that would have been really valuable 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and they wouldn't let it go. And now you have to pay someone to come get it. But I have a feeling hers was not like that. But I thought, okay, and I knew I was judging myself to her, and I was coming up short, and I'm like, well, we have different lives, right? And it just was, and she was returning a book. Her and her children, I think she had 2 girls, they have a book club, and they had read the book Less, which I haven't read, but I might look into that when I'm going to really start reading for real soon. And she showed me the books they're reading, and she said, well, they're going to read Babel, which is about translation, and her daughter's a translator. I don't know, it was interesting. I find people fascinating. But I did realize, I I was judging myself, not in a really harsh way, but it was still, I thought, let's gather information, right? Let's see, as I am going to have to, thank you, everyone. I'm excited to do this, let go of my clothes, right? They're big, and I'm going to do nothing but get stronger. And, you know, the more I build muscle, the more, you know, fat I'm going to lose. So, and as I go on this health journey of really getting on my health, a snapshot of where I am right now, right? Information. It's just like, okay, wow, let's just get information. Like, what do you like? What do you feel like you would feel? I would look really cute in this outfit. And thought about my hair, and, you know, but all this is a lot of money. You know, my hair get cut and colored. And if I don't add a fun color in the back, so I'm feeling a little maroon. Is a hair cuttery is like $200, maybe $210 in total with tip. So, right? You know, and I would like to get a monthly massage. Now I found a place that, you know, so if it's $69 and then tip, you know, it's reasonable, but still. And the other thing I'm going to think about too, and I'm using this to keep myself from buying anything. Now I've bought some stuff for the kitchen, and now I'm done. In the month of August, I'm not shopping like that, so I'll have to make a list. But I'm going to be really ruthless on food. I want to eat up what I have. So again, fresh fruit and vegetables. Or if I need milk, or, you know, if I need, I have enough of my creamer. I don't need that. So, you know, now I'm gonna need to buy clothes, right? And not over buy clothes, but go buy clothes. So I think not now. I'm just going through every pair of pants I have, and you know, donating them. These I have to wash. So I have one little bag that's stuff I'm going to let go of that I've worn that I need to wash. So, because now I threw some jeans in, I knew I need to let go, and now I don't know which ones they were. But that's okay when I put them on. But yeah, so now I'm going to have chances to not overconsume. I'm definitely going to go thrifting for jeans. That's the best place, y'all, to get jeans, is thrifting. And I probably have 4 pair of jeans right now that are not comfortable, or, you know, will work, you know. And yeah, so it's just, it gave me a lot of thought, food for thought. Because as you, of course, move out of judgment like that, you know, you can have more curiosity. Or what is it? I was thinking, what is it do I like? You know, she was a little bit more conservative, preppy kind of looking than, or, you know, than I want to be. But all that could change was just the necklace I put on compared to, you know, her gold necklace. It has some funky necklace. But yeah, so anyway, it's interesting. So now as I let stuff go, I'm making room, and I'm becoming more aware of my thoughts, and also realizing I am just not, I know I have worked so hard, like in a way that, I mean, I've always worked hard, right? Always have worked hard. But it's been a spell where I don't, it's not that I didn't care. It was just like I've been frozen, I think. I mean, really, it's fight, flight, or freeze. And as I'm desawing, it's so funny, in our system, you can freeze a hold and unfreeze a hold, which I think is ridiculous. But anyway, that freeze and see, that's a judgment, y'all. It's okay. Catching them, right? Not judging myself for judging. That's a change. Oh my God. But try to have a sense of humor. I have a great sense of humor, so I'm trying to find some humor about all of this. And, you know, I was getting cranky yesterday, and I thought, you've not had enough food. You have not had enough food for your brain. And so one of the things I'm going to do this week, maybe Friday, depending on how I feel after my tooth, is I'm going to call the Care First and get a coaching thing going. So, not coaching, it's like a care management person. So, and I want to talk about going to a nutritionist for ADHD, right? And but also today I'm going to call the doctor I'm going to for my drugs. I got to get my pap smear sent to my new doctor, but I'm going to go and get my blood work done and talk to her about my drugs. And I don't know, so I got a lot of phone calls ahead of me. So I want to call my insurance, my dental, and see, okay, it's not like they're just going to decide on a basis, like, this is how much we'll pay for this, this, and this, right? So then I'll have that information. And then hopefully this place will make a plan for me, I'll know how much extra they're charging. And then I can decide to, find a place that's going to work. Also, my friend Michelle was telling me one of her coworkers there's a dental school in Baltimore, and that's where she gets all her work done. And it's not free or anything, but Baltimore, it would be sort of an ordeal, I think. I don't know. I have to really, with my ADHD and winter, and I don't know. It might be something I put off till the spring. I'm going to see how my teeth are because they're going to start spreading. But I can Google it and get all the information. And because this whole process is long, right? Like, you get the bone thing put in, like my tooth's going to have to heal, my gum, and then you put the bone in, right? And then that's got to heal, and then you come and you get the post and then that has, so it's a process. So if I only had to go to Baltimore once every 3 months, I don't know. But again, I'm just going to get the information, and then I'm going to talk to people. Do you like your dentist? Do you know anyone? Kind of thing. And I might even have to look. I don't think I took my dentist. He retired out of my phone, and I have his personal cell phone, and I might even call him. I loved him. And if I can, get his opinion. This guy he sent me to, don't like him, so I don't know. Anyway, that's what's going on. It's a lot. So I've been working slowly on Command Central. And I will say yesterday I did not. I'm still in the process of learning to train my brain. I think it's over on my chair. For my brain to, this is a hot mess right now, so I want to get that organized. But train my brain to, so I don't necessarily look at my book. I'll bring it with me and then I don't look at it. Well, there's so much going on, right? And at lunch yesterday, I read picture books. I had about 10 picture books. So I want to incorporate at work and here. It's really good. I had to take breaks here because I knew this was a long haul, that this was a marathon, not a sprint, and I couldn't be sprinting all the time, right, when I had a marathon. And some days I could sprint, but mostly, it was like slow and take breaks. But I want to figure out a way and put something in place to remind me. So I have phone alarms, but I find that I am just like giving them another 8 minutes and really not completing it. Part of it is I'm on the desk, I'm with someone. So I think what I need to train myself to do is when I get to work, look at my desk schedule, right? And know that, okay, I need to do that then. But I also want to take 5 to 10 minutes when I'm not on the desk, like maybe when I get off the desk, to breathe, to check in with myself, to drink. And maybe that's the time I can look at my alarms or focus on get my journal out, my goals for the day, or my guidelines for the day. But I need to cultivate that for for a new ritual, a new thing that will support me. So I think with the book and all, it's great, but I have to look at it more often and train myself to look at it more often. So that's something. But I was thinking the alarms are not working. Even at home sometimes, like right now, alarm's going to go off because I'm talking to you. It's going to tell me to bring stuff out for the vets. But I'm talking to you guys, so I'm going to shut it, right? Gosh, excuse me. Why is my creamer, is this stuff upsetting my body? I don't think so. I have decided, you guys, if I might take a good, no, I should say I want to, but I can't imagine I'm going to do it. Give up my morning coffee for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, see if it makes a difference, especially before going into winter. And I could have maybe some tea. I don't know. I have lots of, I don't know. You know what? I can play around with that and it doesn't have to stick. And I don't have to be like, oh, you're a loser because you're having coffee. No. No. Because I'm not. But anyway, so yeah, lots of thoughts going on. So not only am I decluttering my physical space, right? And I'm decluttering my emails, my phone, you know, even like on YouTube, you can hit something to watch later. I'm at my maximum. Well, I'm a little under my maximum. Maximum is 5,000 because I don't go back, right? So I'm actually taking like 10 minutes and just kind of going through that list and, you know, taking stuff off. So whatever it is, even like, let's say Hoopla, I have, you know, I think I hit where you couldn't favor it anymore. So, and that's fine. It's not a big deal, but it's just the idea again, right? And then it's too much to go through to find stuff that I might have wanted. So even that, it's just a way of being, right? Like that compulsivity goes through everything, of course, right? So what I'm trying to do is harness that energy to, you know, hopefully to go to the gym and use that kind of energy there and focus to really, like I told my Bev and I were talking about it, and our friend Nancy, that how hard it is to carry a big watermelon from the car to the kitchen. And I don't get big watermelons now. I get small watermelons. But I'm going to tell this trainer, I want to be able to carry a big watermelon up my stairs and not feel like I'm going to fall or, you know, that kind of thing. So really, I just want to be as strong as I can be a year from now. And I want to maintain that. And my friend Michelle and I were talking, and she said her doctor said when you hit menopause, you really have to be lifting weights. You really have to start doing weight, you know, that, she said she has patients that are in their 70s and are so weak they can barely push open a door. Well, that is one thing you can change, y'all. So, and for me, you know, having a trainer just makes you different. But when I look at, like, the gym is my trainer, right? So committing to 3 times a week and making that, you know, making those dates and having an alternative, I'm going to look at it as I am like a trainer. Like, I don't miss training sessions, and I, you know, I work super hard, you know, all this stuff. So the gym is not my trainer. I want to have the same kind of dedication to it as I would a trainer. But it's interesting. It's interesting. So, and then to come up with a realistic, you know, Beverly and I are working on a financial plan. And it's hard because I don't want anyone telling me what to do or taking control. It doesn't work. I become rebellious, right? And sneaky. And I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm going to do. I need to trust myself. I need to learn, and I need to go forward. I don't want to go to a TJ Maxx and buy something and then not tell Beverly, or be like, but also, Beverly, I've been talking about, I don't need judgment either, right? That's not helpful. And, you know, and of course, she's emotional and she can be judgmental, and she's been, you know what, as hard as it's been for me, it's been harder for Beverly. She's been just in terror about, you know. So we're all moving on, and so we're negotiating it, and I do want someone, you know, and she's so good with numbers, and, you know, and what we're doing is we're going to have a year of, like, I'm going to take my mortgage statement, and she's going to explain everything to me, right? Like, I got my credit report, so I have numbers and I have goals, right? So that kind of thing, or my property tax, that kind of thing. I mean, this woman reads she reads that tax booklet every year, and she understands it. It angers her, of course. Y'all, I'm not going to do that ever, but I do want to have a sense. So it's going to be juggling. I'm not going to be able to do everything that I want to do, and it's okay. Choices again, choices. The gym is more important to me than buying any crap from TJ Maxx. And I will say, because I've been buying like this mat. Do I need it? No. But it's going to make my life easier to clean the refrigerator, right? So it's practical. And it does make me super happy too. But so that kind of thing, you know, but of course it starts the ball rolling. And like I got a rug, a little rug. I didn't buy quality. I mean, it's fine because it's just like dirty there and I can't seem to get it clean. I got a dehumidifier. And Kenny and I were talking. He's like, I really don't think you need it. So what I do need or want is one of these little green machines, you know, with water, because like right now where my coffee stain was, I need to get in with water and suck up as much of that stain as I can, because it's what I'm doing is not clearing it. And I thought that's much more practical. So if Claire does have an accident or something, I can get most of it up. That makes sense. And, you know, I found a really good deal. And also though, it's that kind of thing. I bought a pair of shoes. One of my friends has Prime and tennis shoes. They were a good deal. And I got them home. I'm like, I don't want these. We're not doing this. You can wear every pair. So I'm going today to return the humidifier and the shoes. And then I can order my green thing because the money's spent. But I know it's not free money. But yeah, anyway, this is a journey. And this is a journey of having been trained my whole life to be the opposite. Really, truly. And living in a world, right? Instagram, I'm telling you, I just peeked on a little bit. And I saw like 8 things I wanted. And I thought, and Five Below, I thought, you can't even look at Instagram. Like maybe you can go on. I mean, it's all this selling you crap. Somebody had something. I said, that's great. Where'd you get it? Instagram. Showed up on Instagram. So Instagram is just completely ruined. And, you know, I have these art classes I'm taking. And I have a couple creators I like to look at. Well, I can go and put their name. And that kind of thing. So it's a journey. And we are at the end of August. You know, we're going to sit down and get everything on paper and a system that's going to work for my brain. So I'm thinking about, because my Amazon card, I get money back, and I'm thinking about what I'll do is use that card, you know, have my bills set up with that card, use that card at the grocery store, gas, all that, and then pay it off every month. So that is right now where I'm thinking, and then I'll get some money back on Amazon. So that's great. And like right now, I have another card that I need to go to call the doctor's office and have my copay put on that card. So, you know, it's these little things that, you know, my appointments and follow-ups that by the end of August is my goal to have really kind of gotten that list wheedled down. Like right now, my Comcast, I got to call them and deal with them and figure out where I need to return my cable box. But stuff like that, right? And find out about my internet. And then once I know how much I'm paying, because I don't, you know, that, and you get discount with security, all that. Once I figure all that out, then eventually I'm going to look around and see, is there a better deal somewhere? But yeah, so that's the kind of thing. And I'm giving myself love and space. And, you know, because this is, you know, let's see, I have, I've lived over two, you know, more than half of my life, right? And I just don't want, whatever it is, and the EMDR, I am really curious to see how that is going to affect. But, you know, you get in this over-consuming mind, and, like, you know, I want to go get that shelf rack at the Dollar Tree. Sometimes I have them, sometimes I don't. But right now, they used to have more organization stuff because they're back to school. And I have on there's something else I want. This hot coal bag. I need to be able to go in and do that. And not, you know, nickel and dime myself to death. And coming with clothes, you know, I I'm going to thrift for my pants. And if I can find some tops, great. Right now, I don't really need top. I mean, I look terrible, but it's okay. But then I want to buy quality pieces, right? Like I want to buy, look for good sales and stuff, but like Ula Popkin, like I have a couple really fun shirts that are much more quality and that kind of thing. So I've been thinking a lot, and again, I don't need to have as much as I have right now. So that's all a big adjustment. But I think I'm ready, and of course we got to factor in winter and ADHD medicine not working the way it should, and all this kind of stuff. And of course, some things just seem to take 100 more steps than I feel like they should. I'm trying to let that expectation go, because really it's a ridiculous expectation in this world right now. It just is. So like I have money on my Fitbit, and my friend Sandy was telling me they won't let you put in your bank account now, but I gotta talk to my other friend Cindy, because she's the one that used to do that. But I can get money put on a Amazon card or a Visa card. So if I can do a Visa card, I can, and so it should be like $300. So that's what I want for my trainer, but then I will use the Visa card for groceries and stuff, and not my bank account, and then it will come from that. And I save that money exactly for a trainer. I do not put it in my account every month, because I thought it's just gonna be absorbed. But right now, I need to talk to Cindy. Then I need to get my password under control. That reminds me, I need to go get my password book and bring it with me. And, so these steps, right? Step. But I do want to get that. And, I'm like, okay, you're going to do that. And then you could go to the YMCA and check it out, right? Because otherwise it's easy, like, oh, I'll do it later. And I'm really trying to challenge that. Some things you can do later. Doesn't really matter, right? And I'm also trying to do things I want to do, right? Like, this thing hanging over the door in the pantry, the beast, as I called it. I didn't have to do it, but I wanted to do that, right? And I wanted to scrub the door, and, so like that. Like I've gotten some new over the door. I love those storage things. And again, I know I've always loved them, and now I know because ADHD, I can see it. And so it's a natural thing to do. So, a lot of instinct going on too. But the comparing, and, I do need to be aware of what I'm doing, and I do need to make corrections. But how do I do it, right? Am I going to be mean to myself? Am I going to, have bad self-talk? And, for me, it's like, when you see a kid and they're crying, well, and then the parent will yell, stop crying. That always works, right? But when I see parents who come and like, are kind to their child, empathetic, and really sometimes that child needs to leave, regardless of what you want to do, right? The child really needs to go home, needs a nap, needs food. It just needs to be in his own environment. It could be overstimulated, whatever it is. And I've seen parents do that. I've seen really good parents say, hey, you know what? We have a few books. Let's check them out. Let's go. And we'll come back. Not like, you're not getting any books, and you can't, really, jeez. But that's the kind of parent I've been to myself. So, yeah. So learning to be transparent with myself is so important, right? And whatever it is, you go unconscious. I do remember this one time when my mom, she loved to thrift and stuff, but my mom wasn't going out and spending big money every month. But in some ways we weren't adding it up and looking at it, but she started to love QVC. And one month I was looking at her account and I said, Mom, did you know you spent $762.85 at QVC this month? She said, what? She goes, don't tell anybody. Because you're not conscious of it. So that's the kind of thing, becoming more conscious of it. And you know what? When I do want to go Five Below and I don't, I want to feel those feelings. And what is happening? It's really not about the crap. So that's where the work is. And of course, if you just go unconscious, or, you don't pay attention to it, or you judge it, there's no room to grow and figure it out. And I am determined. So a lot of decluttering on so many levels. Everywhere, just cluttered. Oh gosh, you guys, excuse me. And the other thing, I'm not drinking enough liquid. I carry my bottles around. But I noticed yesterday I really only had a little more than half. That's not enough, right? This is like 32, I think. That's not enough. I should have 2 of these. Right? So I'm really going to work on, again, having a moment at work or when I'm here, you know, and setting alarms, but following through with them, and drink and have a breath. Check out my thing. See where am I on track? Did I go off track? But that's okay, kind of thing. Because sometimes I do get my attention gets on something, and so it's a lot to give yourself sort of freedom to trust yourself. And I think that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to earn my trust, right? And you know, you grow up and you don't trust, right? For good reasons, y'all, for very good reasons. And those of you who are lucky to have a partner you really trust and is a companion to you and a support. You know, a lot of the stuff on Instagram, a lot of the you know, the quotes and stuff. So one of the things I want to do is, like I've said this before, is start doing some just wild backgrounds and then do different ways of putting quotes and stuff, you know, handwritten or stickers or a stencil, and start with that and start thinking about, you know, just to read something and save it, or send it, right? And not ever go back, right? So that's something, you know, so I have a lot going on, and I am realizing, you know, because sometimes I used to say, and I said to y'all too, like I'm gonna do da 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 da, and then I only do da da, right? And then I feel bad, and Beverly's like, wait, you set out a week's worth of work on a day, and then now you're not accomplishing it because of course you can't, nor should you. And like, I'm going to get acupuncture on my Mondays off. And Beverly's so happy because I really do forget how tired I am from, you know, Saturday and Sunday. And I am really looking forward to, and I've been really journaling stuff, and I'm trying to get a snapshot so of how my fatigue level is and what's going on. Now, food's going to have a big part on that, being hydrated, but working out, right? Going to the gym. How is this all going to help me? I don't want to feel tired all the time. I don't. I'm tired of it. I'm tired enough to give up things, right? I'm tired enough, you know, like I told Beverly, I don't care if it's new at Trader Joe's, I'm scanning everything. Anything that is a zero food, no. Like if I want scones, I can't buy them at Trader Joe's because they're a zero. They have toxins. And I'm going to make them. And that's okay. That's okay. It's such a different process with the food, right? And chances are I might not. But again, it's not, you know, when, you know, growing up with all these diets, and, you know, I remember the doctor and the time when he was talking shit to me, and I was like, I don't remember how old I was. I thought, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not right for me. I've had doctors since I was 10 years old tell me I was obese and overweight, and I was fine. I was perfect. And you know, I have to show it to you, but anyway, there's a picture of my 9th grade class. Pretty sure it was 9th grade, because we were still in junior high then. And I am tall, and I am bigger than these little petite girls. I look like an Amazon next to them. And there was nothing wrong with that. But I've been shamed and told it's my fault because you're not eating enough. You're not, eat less, work out more. Now that doesn't even make sense, right? That's wrong. And just over and over again. And it was a big issue for my father. And my mom is a lot more supportive, but I don't know. It's all complicated. But, you know, my dad, yeah. Anyway, I've gone through all that with my therapist, and I just wish we were more of a family that were active. Like my dad played golf, and then we boated in the summer, and we hung out at the pool. And for a while there, my dad and I were playing tennis, and we would go to the driving range. But that is what I really am envious, truly, of people who have that kind of physicality in their life. Like, yeah, we're going to hike today, or, you know, yeah, we went and walked around the monuments, or, you know, we played tennis, or, you know, whatever. That was just not part of my growing up. And whatever reason I have, and I do think there's some childhood trauma involved in this, being outside. So I'm going to heal that. And I want to, you know, I can remember this, that John F. Kennedy, I was reading, I think it's the book maybe he wrote when he did George. I can't remember now. Or maybe it was a book about him. Probably he never wrote a book about himself, I don't think. that when he would get into the office, he would look at his schedule and he would say, assistant, there's no gym time here. I need 45 minutes. Because he said if he didn't do that, he could not live his life. Like for his, I think he had ADHD too, and learning disabilities. He's like, so she would have to find the time and carve it out, regardless of what it was, because he's like, I can't do all of this without taking care of myself. And that always stuck with me. That I would love that. Like making plans with someone or thinking, no, okay, that's my gym time. That's sacred. That is that's non-negotiable, right? And that is where I want to, and I'm doing more, I'm journaling about it and praying about it. I'm asking my angels to help me with that. I'm getting my whole team. And, I'm going to have a team. I'm working on my team, right? And I got my Nadine now. And what's great about Nadine, even though she's OBGYN, is that how you say it, y'all? She wants, anytime I get blood work, she wants anything reported sent to her too. So she's going to be looking at me as a whole person and not just as an area, as a specialty. And I love that. And I know I could, when I go in to see her, I can make an appointment and we can have a discussion about it. And that, I feel so blessed, you guys. My friend Robin, wow, just amazing. I'm like, why didn't you tell me about her earlier? But my regular doctor was doing it and I didn't think about it and I didn't do my homework. Like, is this actually, one time I talked to her and I'm like, I really think I should go. And she's like, oh, you don't have any issues. You don't really need to. Well, because she wanted to keep me there and charge me. Not saying she's evil, no, because everyone's fighting. But I am. Once I have my diagnosis and whatever it is, because right now I can't process anything because I'm freaked out about the biopsy, because how painful is that going to be? I don't know. Nadine said it's really not bad. And I do have a high tolerance, but still. And I'm assuming it's going to be fine. And then we're going to start the treatment. And I hardly wait to see the difference. But I'm going to send her an email probably and just say, I want you to be aware of this, right? That when you do these in-office things, you need to look at everything first. Because I would assume, it's just wild. I was like, yeah, sure, yeah. As much as I want to share, it's a different channel. There has to be a paywall, but it's white. It's totally, you can tell. And I really do, because it's really concerning to me, because she cared about my health, right? It's not that she didn't care about my health or care about me. And she really helped me during the beginning of the pandemic. And I also made more appointments with her, to help her. So it's been very hard to, all the loss, but to stand up for myself and say, wait a minute, yeah, it's more convenient to see her, but this is not working. And I honestly think maybe all this happened so I would leave her and now start looking for other people, right? Are there accidents? I don't know, but it's very painful, very upsetting, really, incredibly upsetting. But we're moving on. But yeah, doctors work for you. Right? They work for you. It's going to be a long time to get there. Many doctors to go through that, mess with my head. And I had one doctor at one time who was lovely, and when I was in Arizona. And then, yeah. So it's just like, that's what's going on. So it's a lot of letting go, decluttering. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to find a better term than that. It seems like almost like a negative term almost. But I'm just letting go. Letting go, like even on Hoopla, letting go of all the possibilities of things I can listen to. Let it go, right? It's not as if I can never find anything, or, right now I have like 20 things I really want to listen to and I haven't been doing it, but I have all these CD music. So, okay, so there's a patient at work. I love him. He's probably, I don't know, he's older, 25 years old. I don't know, he's older. He's retired. He's actually a retired dentist. I should ask him if there's anyone remotely. I can't be going into DC or anything. But he's just a lovely, we have great interactions, and, he loves music. And I've given him a bunch of my CDs because I knew there'd be random stuff he never, even thought about. But I realized I had no Neil Diamond, so I asked him to make me a Neil Diamond. So he brought it by yesterday, and it's like, I said to my friend, you're jealous? You don't have anyone bringing you mixtapes, right? But anyway, he lights up when he sees me in the best way possible. I'm sure he does that for everyone. that, you know, he has a connection with. But I just thought, that's what I want. I've had a couple male experiences that show me this is possible, or this is kind of what you want to experience. And it's interesting. You know, I feel like there's something out on the horizon, you guys. I don't know, but we'll see. But I'm getting information, right? And I'm just, yeah. All right, y'all. So I'm tired. Did I not eat enough? Am I not hydrated? I stayed up too late, number one. I caught a second wind. Unfortunately, I wasn't doing things to be helpful. I was playing puzzles on my phone and looking at Instagram and, you know, going through emails and looking at stuff. And like, you know, all this. So the new thing in my art world is you pay a monthly fee and you have access that, so let's say Robin Marie Smith, I really love her. She's out of Florida. I've had classes with her. She's a wonderful teacher, just a wonderful human being. So she has things called the Robin Nest, right? And she had a free workshop thing, which I took. And the thing was like, okay, so it's $25 a month, which honestly in this world is very reasonable. You have access to her. She will have, you know, impromptu classes, and you have access to, you know, communicating with people. And I was really tempted, but I'm like, you don't have that extra income right now. You don't have that. And you already signed up for this. I have like 3 amazing class things that I've signed up for, that I paid for, that I have plenty of stuff. But there's this thing also called the Ugly Art Club. And I got a thing from them and it's like, oh, that looks cool. I want to, you know, I thought it was a free workshop, but theirs is $39 a month. And I get it. Everyone's trying to make money and survive, right? And, you know, they have something valuable to offer for certain people. And I almost like, oh, well, yeah, you can do that. And I'm like, okay, huh? What? You could what? I was like, yeah, no, that's put on the list of things eventually we might want to look into. But now, no. It's okay that you want to, right? When you get in judging yourself for wanting things, like right now, I feel like, why do I want crap from the Five Below? Well, you know, to judge that's not helpful. But to be like, okay, well, why wouldn't you? Right? Because the promise is I'm going to get a cute strawberry pillow and bag, vase, and your life, somehow you're going to feel better. I mean, that's the underlying bullcrap that goes on. I'm like, it's okay that you wanted it. Let's go paint some strawberries. But I'm just trying not to judge myself for that, right? And I'm also giving myself 72 hours that, you know, that's when you have a mental hold. You can hold someone for 72 hours hoping that the episode will pass. So, and chances are, sometimes I will write stuff down, but a lot of times I won't remember what I'm on 72-hour hold for. But these shoes, very spontaneous, and it's okay because now it's a piece of information that I have about myself and what I need to be watching for, right? Well, it was Prime, right? Prime Day, and they were a great deal. But my foot has changed. My foot's smaller, and I got to go try on shoes, number one, to see where I am. They're way too big for me. I don't like them. So, and I don't like what they represent. They would make me upset every time I see them. But again, it's okay. I'm going to get my money back. It takes me time. That's fine. But really, I don't want to go to Staples and return things, but I make myself do that now for sure, 100% for sure. So anyway, that's what's going on. Thinking about, you know, how are the ways that you're like that? And a lot of people are just moderate, and, you know, it's all about brain chemistry, truly. So if you're judging someone, well, why can't they do that? Why can't they stop shopping? Why can't they just go to the gym? Why can't they just drink water? You know, because people's brains are different. Can you imagine we've been taught there's a normal? And we have these tests. Trash day's here. I get very excited on trash day. I was very upset. My recycling was not filled up, but I remember I'm, you know, tapering down. Anyway, so yeah, I just, God, this concept of normal is just wild to me. We're going to do some book talks. I got this book. It's called Micro Joys, Finding Hope, Especially When Life is Not Okay. Cindy Spiegel, author, A Year of Positive Thinking. Love books like this, y'all. and they're short chapters, so I just peeked into it and it was worth coming home. So I'm going to spend some time with it and then we'll talk about that. And yeah, so I'm going to go and get my stuff out for the vets, and that will make me happy, and the stuff out of my car, which means I need to go upstairs and get dressed. And since I can't put a jacket on, y'all, the girls need to be corralled. So, and I'm going to get, you know, it's so funny because I'm trying all my bras now. Some bras that weren't comfortable are now comfortable. So I'm going to delay getting, you know, I have a gift certificate. I'm going to delay getting bras right now until I wear these and see how they go. And I'm thinking, you know, give it 6 weeks, 8 weeks. When you're at the gym, everything's going to change. You know, everything will change. Right now, my cup size is smaller, but some of the, and I can tell some of the bras I'm wearing, it doesn't feel comfortable. So, you know, they're brand new, and I'm going to let them go. Let somebody else have a brand new bra, but and then I will get to where I'm going to, you know, need new bras, but you know, and then I will go to Nordstrom's. Y'all get a bra fitting. There's instructions on how to do it yourself. That's fine. You can, or have someone help you. But I love going to Nordstrom's and getting real bra fitting. So that was hard the first time because I was much bigger. But that can change your life when you're wearing a bra that fits. Honestly, crazy. So, all right, guys, you take care, and I'll be back. And yeah, I don't know, and just yeah, lots of questions, lots of observations, a lot of does this feel good? Does this not feel good? Is this going to feel good past, you know? One of the things, this book I was reading, it said that when she comes to declutter, there's unopened boxes. And I've done that. And as a matter of fact, you guys, I found this box. It's called the Cat Lady box. And my mom loved this subscription. And we got it like twice a year. So it's a box full of different cat things, like things for cats, but also cat placemats, that kind of thing. And I had felt like one came after my mom died that we had already pre-ordered. And I just set it aside, but I found it. So we're going to do that one day, open that, and yeah, I'm curious to see what's in there. So, all right, guys, you take care. I'll